It's funny how a single day can sometimes tell you everything about a country's game plan. If you look at January 18th, 2026, you get this incredible snapshot of India's future, where global diplomacy, high-stakes tech, and a really crucial domestic health issue all collide.
So what connects a lotus flower, a silicon chip, and a nation's health? I know it sounds like the start of a really weird joke, right? But the answer actually tells us a lot about the delicate balancing act a country has to perform, balancing its global ambitions with the well-being of its own people. Today, we're going to connect the dots between these three things to really get a handle on India's priorities.
All right, so let's start on the world stage. India is stepping up to lead the BRICS alliance, which, if you don't know, is a huge deal. We're talking about a powerhouse of major emerging economies, and with this new leadership role comes some pretty powerful new symbolism.
And there it is. Take a look. That's the official logo for India's 2026 BRICS presidency, which was unveiled by the External Affairs Minister. And believe me, this isn't just some pretty design. It's basically a mission statement in a picture.
Okay, so let's break this thing down, because there's a lot going on here. First, you've got the lotus, which is India's national flower. It's all about resilience, right? The ability to grow even in tough spots. Right in the middle, you see the Namaste gesture, a universal sign of respect and unity. And those colorful petals? Each one stands for one of the founding members. It's this really strong visual for unity, but on India's terms.
So, okay, great logo, but what's the actual mission here? Well, the official theme lays it out pretty clearly. It's all about strengthening capacities, promoting innovation, and ensuring sustainable development. This is a really forward-looking agenda for the group, focusing on building up their own strengths and future-proofing their economies.
Okay, so from global politics, let's pivot to something just as critical, technology. Because here's the twist. While India is leading BRICS, it's also been invited to join a completely different kind of club, one built around the tiny silicon chips that power, well, everything.
And that brings us to Pax Silica. I mean, the name alone is pretty cool, right? Pax means peace, so peace through silicon. So what is it? Well, at its core, it's a strategic move led by the US to create a secure and trusted supply chain for the most important technology in the world, semiconductors.
And when I say this thing is big, I mean it is massive. We're not just talking about the final chip that goes into your phone. This covers the entire process, from digging critical minerals out of the ground to the super advanced manufacturing and the incredibly complex logistics that tie it all together. It's about controlling every single link in the chain.
So, let's get to the real question. What's the why behind all this? Now, officially, the stated goals are all about making supply chains better and building a tech ecosystem you can trust. But if you look just a little deeper, there's a whole other layer of strategy going on. It's about countering China's influence, making members less vulnerable, and building a new kind of alliance-based order. For India, this is a fascinating tightrope to walk, leading BRICS, which includes China, while at the same time joining a US-led group designed to contain China.
All right, so while India is playing this high-stakes game on the global stage, there's a much quieter, but maybe even more important, challenge being tackled back home. It's a kind of invisible health crisis that has huge consequences for the country's future, and that's iron deficiency. Because at the end of the day, all the diplomacy and tech in the world doesn't mean much if your people aren't healthy.
And to really understand how serious this is, let's just focus on one number: 27 milligrams per day. That's what the World Health Organization says is the absolute minimum amount of iron a pregnant woman needs, every single day. Meeting that basic need is a massive public health challenge, and the health of the entire next generation is literally hanging in the balance.
So why is iron such a big deal? Well, you can basically think of it as the engine for your body. It's what helps carry oxygen from your lungs to literally everywhere else. It's crucial for turning food into energy, and you absolutely need it for growth and a strong immune system. Simply put, without enough iron, your whole system just sputters out. It can't run at full capacity.
And the fallout from this deficiency? It's huge, and it ripples across the entire country. For starters, it hurts the economy. I mean, you can't build a tech superpower if your workforce is constantly exhausted. It holds back the next generation by messing with child development, and of course, it puts a massive strain on the public health system.
So, what's being done about it? Well, the government is tackling this with a three-pronged attack. And these aren't just a bunch of fancy government acronyms. They represent a real coordinated strategy. Programs like Anemia Muk Bharat and the National Iron Plus Initiative are all about testing and giving people vital iron supplements, while Poshan Abhiyan is a bigger nutrition mission trying to improve what people eat. It's a serious effort to hit the problem from all sides.
Okay, so let's zoom back out and bring it all together. On one hand, you've got these huge global ambitions, leading a powerful group like BRICS, joining a strategic tech alliance like Pax Silica, and on the other hand, you have the absolutely essential work of making sure the nation itself is healthy by tackling a deep-rooted problem like iron deficiency. It's a really delicate and critical balancing act.
And all of this really leaves us with one big question to chew on. As a country like India reaches for the future, are they making sure they're building that future on a truly healthy foundation? Because at the end of the day, a silicon shield is only as strong as the people it's supposed to be protecting. Definitely something to think about.